to Saunders to catch up with the pack. She's too far back to be blocking. A little over 10 seconds left in jam time. And there's the buzzer. There is no score on the play. And Ann Calvello, I notice you keep looking back and forth from the monitor to the track.
Yes.
You can't see it all on that.
I know, this is new to me, Kenny. Like I said, and that just what you get went flying through the infield like that. That tarp down there is very, very dangerous, but we know it has to be down there to protect the floor. That's where a lot of knee injuries happen because it stops you dead.
All right, now here's Jan Vallow trying to get an assist in there as they go to the rail. We might mention to our fans around the country that whenever there is a live game in your area, make sure that you take the whole family out to see it, because as much action as you see here each week on TV, all 4 cameras can't catch it all, Annie.
That's
right?
for sure, thank God.
There's Dolores Holmes of the Midwest Pioneers up on the rail. Back coming up. Incidentally, keep a pencil handy, because after this play, we will be giving you the address with which you may correspond with us and or your favorite teams or skaters. We'll have the mailing list up after this play. Pioneers, the lead jammer out. Rosanna Saunders with a striped helmet. This could be a battle. Pam Harrison, number 11 of the Dynamite. Block in there by Harrison. Elbow blocked by Saunders. Saunders back on the block, and they are making a battle out of this jam. Harrison to the inside. They're moving on the rear of the pack now. Saunders gamely comes back up, moves on Jan Vallow. Harrison takes the lead when they're moving on Sandy Dunn. Blocking back at the rear of the pack, Sandy Dunn working on Harrison. Jan Vallow a block back. Now Vallow will make a move up here to assist Pam Harrison. Not a bunch of time left to block. Key block on Sandy Dunn. Pam Harrison on the inside. Hauls it off. There are 4 New York Dynamite points, Ann Calvello. That's the biggest play of the night.
That was a big one, boy. You notice when the Pioneer was blocking, when she was leaning over Jan Vallow, she made sure she didn't use her hands and get a penalty.
That's right, because a penalty could have destroyed all this. See, Dunn literally driven high by that shoulder block. Rita Williams looks too late. Harrison is by, calls it off. And 39-35, first time tonight, the New York Dynamite have got the lead. Pack reforming. There's the infield bench of the New York Dynamite now. They're talking about how to hang on to a lead once you've got it. There's only 30 seconds on the scoreboard clock. 20 seconds on the clock. No chance of a play with scoring value getting underway here.
Oh, you never know, Kenny. I've seen it happen before.
Pioneers, Jones or Dynamite both have a jammer out here. 5 seconds on the clock. There's the lead jammer. No chance of getting to the rear. And there's the buzzer. Signals the end of the period. Saunders and Eric. Well, time has run out here in the 7th period. Ann Calvello, thanks for being with us.
Thank you very much, Kenny.
And the score at the end of 7, the New York Dynamite 39 and the Midwest Pioneers 35. We will pause along the IRSL network. This is Ken Kunzelman back trackside at the Oakland Auditorium Arena for an exciting game between the Midwest Pioneers and the New York Dynamite. Dynamite leading it first time tonight right now, 39-35, going into the 8th and final period. And with me right now, the coach of the San Francisco Bay Bombers, Billy Grohl. Welcome backside.
Pleasure to be here, Ken. I want to say hello to all the fans out there.
All right, Billy, you watched the first half of this game, and really right up to the end of this last period, New York, it was a very frustrating situation. Now, what do you think they're going to do now that they finally have a lead?
Well, there you are now. See, this is where the experience is going to pay off now. Let's watch and see now if they can keep that lead or stay close. You know, everybody figured that first half the way it was going was all Pioneers. Now, the Dynamites have been putting it together. So let's watch. You're looking at the defending world champions here, the Midwest Pioneers.
Okay, JoJo Stafford with a pivot helmet on puts the Dynamite's Jim Jackson down. Stafford all the rights of a jammer here. He's going to have help. Charlie Gibson to assist. And blocking on the inside. Gibson blocking a big man, Phillips. Stafford driven down into the infield.
Oh, he got caught on that one.
There is a penalty on Stafford as he ran Alvin Mallory down out of the infield. Jam is stopped by the officials, but let's see if the point goes first. Yes, it does. There was 1 point, and that was scored over Gibson before the penalty. Then Stafford received the penalty, driving Mallory down onto the infield where he is still shaken up. Again, if you got a pencil handy, we're going to get a card up here shortly. All right, if you'd like to get in touch with your favorite skater, drop a line to the IRSL, Post Office Box 7979, San Francisco, California, 94120. Write your favorite skater, care of their team, International Roller Skating League, P.O. Box 7979, San Francisco, 94120. Jammers out of movie now. Joey Moyer, 54. Joe Perez, 52. Pioneers a double scoring threat. Dynamite have the Jammers out, Bill, but they're a long way behind. And Mike Phillips is in trouble at the rear of the pack. Rocketed into by Gibson, puts him down. So the Pioneers equalize it right away.
Gibson had him. Gibson had him all the way there. He's getting some good shots on him. Easy 2 points.
(39-36). There's the scores. The Pioneers are only 3 points down now. There is Mike Phillips unsteadily getting back on his skates.
They put 2 plays together, picked up a few points now. They're down by, what are they down by now, 1?
39-38, yeah, 1 point.
Down by 1
That's
now.
right. The scoreboard late changing there. We showed you the wrong score. It's 39-38. Pioneers picked up 2 on the play, not 1. We have 8 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here as the tension grows. Final period of the game. This is where it's all on the line, Bill.
This is it. Every point counts now. You got to let it all out. You can't hold back.
Okay, Dynamite with Pioneers breathing right down their neck again. Have the Jammer out on top, Elvin Mallory. It goes to Charlie Gibson wearing the pivot helmet. Gibson moving to the inside, an elbow block. He's got the lead over Mallory. Block on the inside. Another elbow block in there by Gibson. Jump block. That man is incredible. He always looks like he's off balance and about to fall down. He does some
unreal at times. It really is.
Okay, now 30 seconds. Gibson eyeing the man who's going to be doing the blocking. Big Mike Phillips. Phillips will give the nod to Elvin Mallory. And Mallory is going to be trying to play get even here.
Slightly. This is Alvin's time now to get back at him.
And he drives Gibson down onto the infield. 10 seconds. Gibson may have time to get back up here. 5 seconds. Mallory a block hits him to the rail. And
wrong way.
Yeah, blocking the wrong direction on the track. Penalty is on Alvin Mallory. And there is 1 penalty point awarded to the Pioneer Jammer. And that is really squandering a lead, Bill Grohl.
Yeah, that's true. You'd be surprised how these penalties, you get points on these penalties, how they add up in a game. And this is where a coach has really got to get control of his skaters, especially when you're coming down the wire. We've got 7 minutes left in this game now. These points are going to count.
Oh, 39 all. It's a tie game all over again with that Pioneer point picked up on the penalty. And Bill, sometimes as a coach, don't you think it's wiser if you've got a jammer that has been outmaneuvered on a jam and been eliminated, isn't it wiser to keep him up in the pack and let him cool off instead of letting give him a chance to get a little revenge here, because they get a little hot-headed and it can cost points.
That's true. In some cases, it all depends who the jammer is, too. Most of your veterans got the experience. Sometimes they get control of themselves out there, and sometimes, even though they get knocked off and put back in that pack, you get them back out, sometimes they'll get their stuff together and they come on strong.
Okay, on this jam right now, Dave Perez, number 10. For the Dynamite, he blocked out a real battle.
Well, these two are really scrambling here.
I'll tell you.
Oh, look at this.
Perez and Perez down, scrambling back up.
A lot of hustle.
Perez with the lead, and he wants to hang on to that lead, too. At the rear, Taft Waters for the Pioneers. It'll be Dynamite coach James Paul back to block. Each team a jammer trying to get in. A couple of good ones. Perez blocked back on the outside. He's put down. Perez blocked out by James Paul. Here comes Perez back up. Perez moves to the inside of Paul. Stop there. A little over 10 seconds, I believe, in jam time.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Got one in there.
has got by Waters. Jam called off. Penalty on another New York Dynamite. Mike Phillips walking the wrong direction of the track.
That was uncalled for. Really was. Wasn't even involved in a play, and he goes back and pulls a cheap shot like that.
Well, there's a Midwest Pioneer point again on the play.
Well, they'll get two. They'll get one on a penalty, too, I believe.
Well, let's see.
Well,
there's the point right there. Merez scored it over Taft Waters. There's the point that we got the signal on.
What? They get two. One and one then.
40-40 tie game, as there is a penalty point awarded to Joe Perez on the foul. So again, a penalty point when we get down to the end of this game could be playing critical. We've had two of them.
Now this is where your coach comes in now. He's got to put the hammer down and get these guys cooled off and get down. You're 4 minutes now, 4.5 minutes to go. Got to get down to hard skating. That's it. Get those points. You want to win. Both teams want to win. There's no doubt about it. But we'll see how these coaches handle this now, going down the stretch here.
Yeah, but look at the situation they're in. That New York point that was scored over Taft Waters could have put them 2 points in the lead. It's a 40-40 tie game.
Yeah.
Two penalty points, and they're tied.
That's it. Well, there we are. So he doesn't want to break things. Waters slipped, his skates got tangled up, and he went down. I don't believe the guy would ever got by if he hadn't slipped and fallen.
Right, JoJo Stafford now, a little break here as the Dynamite Jammer goes down. 40 all, tie game, 4 minutes left to go. We'll have interviews following the game. There's Taft Waters down in the infield. He's shaken up. Right now, James Paul will be on defense for the Dynamite. Stafford, the one that can score for the Pioneers.
Man's been around. Watch his moves. He's really quick on that track. Quick on those skates, let me tell you.
This is quite a matching here between Paul and Stafford, too. Stafford builds up his speed.
Good move. Yeah.
Sidestep to the inside.
Great move.
He gets away from Mallory.
Just stepping now. Look at this. Yeah.
He's by Stowe for three. He's still going.
I don't know that back now.
He's by Phil. He's by Paul. He's got them all. He calls it off.
Looking good. Looking good. Good skating.
The first time tonight at Grand Slam.
Big play. That's what you look for. You keep pushing. You keep pushing. You know, you never give up.
45-40. Let's watch a replay on this one now, Bill.
Stafford just puts a good move here on Stahl. Watch this. I bet you couldn't have put a deck of cards between the two of them. It was that close. Good move.
And he's not giving up. He's not playing it safe with a couple of points.
Here where he gets his big points right here. He's already passed this guy. Here's Phillips racked up on the rail.
There's Paul. He's got it all. He's not sure he's got Paul, so he decides to make sure he's got the point over. 45-40. Bill Grove.
Well,
here it is. The Pioneers, I really think they've got their act together more so than the New York Dynamite tonight. They've got the big plays.
There you are. You keep punching away. You pick up 1, 2, 3 here, and all of a sudden you get that big play. Stafford, just tremendous skating there. But here we go now. The game's on the line. Pioneers got a 5-point lead. This game ain't over, and don't sell this Dynamite club short.
Now there's 2:20 on the clock. 45-40. The Pioneers lead by 5. Zip Jackson of the New York Dynamite out in the lead.
This guy's smart. He'll drop back, take Perez off.
Tim Pat.
Don't work him in close.
On the
Take him back.
Perez, the only Pioneer jammer. They move in, call it off. Let's see if he got both jammers by before he called it off, or not.
They didn't get the 4.
There were 3 Dynamite points, 2 by the lead jammer, 1 by the secondary, as he was worried about that Pioneer jammer, but he called it off a little too soon.
That's why I said earlier that secondary jammer would have just given Perez there a bump block just to throw him off a little bit. He could have put his head down, got it. He could have got the 4. 2 and 2. They had 4 points there.
45-43 right now. New York trailing the Pioneers by 2. Again, Bill Grove, those 2 penalty points.
That's right. That's
it would be a tie game right now were it not for that.
You got it. Now they're part of the game. There's no doubt. You don't like them. They stick out like a sore thumb sometimes. Let's watch what's going to happen. This is it. They got to go for it.
New York, the lead jammer out, Larry Stowe. Advantage 2-1, I hear, as Alvin Mallory's also out. Gibson for the Pioneers. Now, he should have probably called it off right there.
Stowe let it go get him. What's he waiting on? All right.
All right, now, the Dynamite, a chance here. They've got Alvin Mallory moving up in scoring position with that pivot helmet on. Remember, he's acting as a jammer right here. It'll be JoJo Stafford on defense for the Pioneers. James Paul trying to get an assist, goes to the rail. There's Gibson out for the Pioneers a long way back. Mallory and Paul leading in at the rear of the pack.
Here comes a big move.
All
Watch
right,
this.
this is close here. Ball going to the inside with a jump block. Mallory on the inside. He calls it off.
I think he got it. Looked like he was in there. He was in there.
It is. There
They give it to him?
There are 4.
It's like a little holding going on there, kid. I don't know if we get a look at that again or not.
10 seconds on the clock. 4 points. Gives them the lead, 47-45.
Watch this. Ball's all on top of it. Look at this. Officials are going to give it to him.
Is it holding or not?
Yeah.
The officials say no. There are 4 New York Dynamite points, and they come back.
I don't like that call. I really don't.
Okay, Bill Grohl, thanks for being with us.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay, there's the final score. Remember, interviews coming up. New York Dynamite, a come from behind on the final jam, 47-45. We'll pause along the IRSL network.
Well, there you have it, the final score of tonight's game, the New York Dynamite 47 and the Midwest Pioneers 45. Hello again, I'm Hal Ramey, and with me, the coach and 2 captains from the New York Dynamite, James Paul, also Jan Vallow, and Sherry Herrick. And first of all, Coach, good win over the world champs. That's got to be great.
Yeah, it was a tough game, and really makes me feel good to be able to beat the world champion Pioneers. This team, a new team, we're really coming together. I'm really happy about it.
Moving over to Sherry now, we talked to you at halftime, and in the second half, you gals outscored the Midwest Pioneers by 14-9. Maybe you can just comment on some of the adjustments you made.
Well, like I said earlier, how we were going to go in the dressing room and talk things over and get things straightened out, because we just didn't quite gel in the first half, but we sure came back in the second half and did it.
Moving over to Jan Vallow now. You're well known, of course, throughout the league as the former Rookie of the Year back in 1958, Jan. And I know that New York's now an expansion team, of course, but the possibility of live games in the Big Apple and elsewhere on the East Coast, and you've got to be excited about that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to going back to New York. Like I said, they really accept skating back there, whether we're on a home team or not. And it'd be nice to be back there on a home team for a change.
Moving back to James, let's talk a little about Alvin Mallory, of course, the former Bomber. He's your captain now.
Yeah, well, Alvin was available in the expansion draft, and I was really happy about it. I went for him right away. We were teammates in the early 70s, and with his speed, experience, and also mine, Jan and Sherry, I don't see any reason why we can't not only compete with these other teams, but come out on top this year.
Now, you've just beaten the Pioneers, the champs. Do you think you can do it next time the same way?
Well, as you know, every game is a different story, but I really feel good about this team, and I hope that the fans will come out to support us because I think they're in for something special.
Okay. James, Jan, Sherry, thank you very much. Big win for the New York Dynamite tonight, 47-45 over the Midwest Pioneers, the defending champions. Coming up next week, it'll be the legendary San Francisco Bay Bombers against the Northeast Braves, and that'll be right here on the IRSL Madison Square Garden Network.